Exodus 33 verse 8. Whenever Moses went out to the tent, all the people would stand up, each one at the door of his tent, and they would watch Moses until he entered the tent. Do you see that? They would watch Moses until he entered. Where were they standing? At the door of their tents. If you know the camp of Israel, big place, from a distance they will stand and watch him go. Then watch what happens. Verse 9. When Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud would come down and remain at the entrance to the tent. And the Lord would speak with Moses. As all the people saw the pillar of cloud remaining at the entrance to the tent, they would stand up, then bow in worship, each one at the door of his tent. Are you seeing them? They are not moving on. I'm a Christian. No, you can't tell me I'm not a Christian. I'm a Christian. And me, I'm not saying nobody is not a Christian. They are Christians. They like the things of God. I believe. I know these things. This is true. I absolutely. If you see the time, I worship, bro. You know, you see, you don't joke with God. The Lord spoke with all the people in their tents. An unwillingness to move. You want the mega disqualifier. Upper, stay in your town. Don't go anywhere. You know God is everywhere now. Stay where you are. Behold the cloud from afar. Or follow it like the star. When you saw from a far country people that were willing to get up and follow a star, then the people that were in the land didn't know a king was born. Who were those that were able to bring gifts and offerings? You think those guys are nobodies? Those wise men? That's why they were wise. Wise people move. People that are unwilling to move are disqualified ab initio. From the onset, from the beginning, from the onset, you're out. You're out before you started. It's not like I started, then I got disqualified. You got disqualified by reason of incapacity, unwillingness to move. You better not be stuck to anything. I've watched people love God and destroyed all on an inability to move. They want God. They love God. Do you know till you have actually moved? There's a conversation you can have with people. You can talk with people for a while. You engage with them, you communicate, and you're loving God. You know, and you know this person loves God above average. But you can feel and see yourself losing them at a point. There's always this point. See, it's when upper turns and goes back, the feeling. And they'll say things like, God will help us. It's well, it's well. Sorts of words. They can't move. They can't take the leap. They can't step out of the boat. They can't. They won't, to be honest, because it's not like some involuntary decision. It's a decision. It's very easy to know if you've made the choice. Are you willing to die to something? It's the death that makes them turn back. That's what scares them. Like, what will they say? What will happen to me? What will be the consequences of my actions? And you can never find out till you actually cross the Jordan. You can't. You can't stay on this side of the Jordan and know what will happen when you cross the other side. That is not possible. God does not permit you. You have to be qualified to experience it. Till you have undergone the 10 times of testings and all that. It's till you have come through it that a crown of life is given to you. Before that, you don't have the authority to partake in that knowledge. You can only hope. It is till you say, if I perish, I perish. As the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Till you are willing to cross it. Only then, till you set your heart to be faithful even unto death, you will always be at the risk of being disqualified. Till death is the standard. And when you mean death, you don't just mean spiritual, soulical death. You mean physical. If I die in offering my sacrifice, my life, let me die till you think that way. Revelations 2:10. Don't be afraid of what you are about to suffer. Look, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison to test you, and you will have tribulation for 10 days. 10 is a number of fullness, completion. It's a number that when you see 10, you know it's complete. These 10 times you have tested me, God said. He said, no more. In the book of Numbers, the children of Israel, 10 times. You've tried me 10 times. Enough. You won't enter. You will never enter. They started repenting. It was too late. God never changed his mind about it. It was like, you crossed the line. 10 days, you will have tribulation. God will allow us sometimes in God's mind, whether it actually amounts to 2 or 3 times or 5 times, 7 times, 25 times, whatever. When God calls it 10, it's 10. 10 days, there would be trouble. How many times are you willing to undergo the troubles for God? How many times? Are you of those that when you undergo trouble for God, the 6th time, the 5th time, you go like, I have tried now. I have tried. Please, you look at it now. I've tried. How many things am I going to give up? Jacob looked at his father-in-law and said, these 10 times you changed my wages. 10 times you tested me to leave. I stayed. How do you think Jacob entered into the inheritance? His salary was changed 10 times. After it was changed 10 times, God told him, come here, and gave him his own. These are not errors. These are not random numbers. These are specifics. This is God telling you, hey, you qualify. 10 is God's qualifier. If you can only endure tribulation for 10 days, if you will go through God's 10, he says, be faithful until death, and I will give you the crown of life. Before the crown of life, before the kingdom to come, before the resurrection of the dead, before the glories of the age and the ages to come, there will be 10 days of tribulation. There will be tests. There will be occurrences that will try you. Your ability to stick through the Jordan is what will make the difference.